Hello, it is me, Anime We Anime, and I'm here to bring you a new series, a new bi-weekly series. What that means, every other week, a new episode of this will be out. Every Saturday. Not every Saturday, every other Saturday. So next week there won't be a new episode, and then the week after that there will be. Okay? So, I just want to say that now, and you already know what it is. It's what if Deku had Law's abilities, or was Law's reincarnation? That's what it is. Yeah, I haven't figured out a title yet, so I helped myself there. What if Law? I mean, no. What if Deku was Law's reincarnation? Multiple things are changing, I may say. Okay, so I'm gonna give a little bit of lore to this, and then we can get into the story. And sorry about the audio. I am trying to get out of the rain at the current moment. Okay. So I'm gonna say this now. He has two costumes. It's his there's a picture already. Here it's. I think he wore this on Punk Hazard. Yeah, he did. Punk Hazard and Onigashima gear or clothing, whatever he wears. Okay. Um. I probably should do a backstory just because I should. But for the new people here, I do what ifs anyway, 3 times a week, and sometimes four. Every other week, there's a fourth. The other three what ifs are on my channel as part ones. I have old videos that I recommend, honestly. I recommend a few because some of them are honestly bad at the start. I don't recommend going to my starting ones, at least unless you want to go and see totally greatness. Unless you want to see that, then yeah, I recommend you stay with the newer ones. But yeah, you get my point. I'm on socials, and I would also like you all to like, comment, subscribe, please. And if you have any what if ideas, put them down below. Okay? Thank you. Anyways, so I'm gonna get into the backstory right now. So we can see Izuku, um, actually in a burning building. He's got him and his mother and father got caught up in a villain attack in the at a um I don't know. I just you know what? They just got caught up in a villain attack. Um, Middle of like the streets they were walking, and they got caught up in a villain attack. Okay, very cliche. Okay, we can all guess what's gonna happen here. The villain would take two hostages. Well, three actually. Three hostages. Um, being a small family with a mother, a father, and a son. The two parents were doctors, and the son, well, he had many dreams. Given he is also six at the, not six, 9 at the time, also during this. So he has spent time with his family. Okay, he's 9. Okay. But, anyways, the villain would take all three of these people as hostages, as the heroes would watch, well, be there, trying to reach an obligation. The villain would say, "You know what? I don't think so." As he would use his quirk to unalive the two adults and then grab the kid and attempt to use his quirk on him. But Izuku would use his quirk out of desperation, a spherical. Actually, no, I got this. Yeah. Okay, so a pulse. Well, hold on. I forget what the actual like technique was. Uh, yeah. Okay, found it. This is going to be similar to his radio knife. Okay, well, Law's radio knife. Okay, his hand would be covered in electricity as he would hit this man in like the chest area. The man would start to spaz out. I'm just off with a bang. Okay, he's not, you know, like dead or anything, but he did. What are you doing? Hello. Sorry, I'm talking to a cow. Hi. And if you want to know any more facts about me, I record these on a farm, by the way. Yeah, my life's great. Anyways, back to where I was. Uh, Izuku would charge his, well, electricity would go around his hand, or be charged with on his hand, as he would slap the man in the chest, as the man would, he would let go of him, and Izuku would, Izuku knew better. He was a smart kid. He was also told as a kid, well, he was taught a lot about doctor, like medical science, medical stuff. So he can tell, yeah, bleeding from certain areas are not a good thing, and that I don't believe that organ should be out of your chest. Yeah, see, this man's quirk was a pew pew. Like, he could turn his hand into a cannon. Okay, so he bop bop both of these adults, being Inko Midoriya and Hayashi Midoriya. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. All right. After Izuku, no, he just ran to a hero, the closest one, which surprisingly being Aizawa. It's a mutation, so he couldn't erase it. Okay, his like entire hand is like has a hole in it, and that he like fires these cannonballs out of. Okay, so he would just run to him, and then the heroes would, the other someone wouldn't grab Izuku and will back away. Two will back away. Duh. And then the heroes would take out the villain, um, and so on and so forth. And then they base the, okay. Okay, this is like a Nezu Shigani. This is a Nezu thing to do. Okay, it's also, I'm sorry about my stuttering. Okay, I usually don't record on Saturdays. I leave my voice to rest. Um, okay, and it's hot and cold at the same time. I don't know what's happening to me, but I'm fine. By the way, I'm fine. I'm uncomfortable. I'm legit sitting on a wooden bed, like bed frame, like on the edge. This is the only place I can sit at where I am. Okay, but anyways, it's fine. See, they did because the, okay, Izuku doesn't have any relatives in Japan. They all left to either America or somewhere in Europe, right? They didn't stay in Japan. But Inko did, Hayashi is a single child, and his parents are already dead, so unalive. Okay, so Izuku has nobody to go to or anything in that type of manner. So this is where Nezu comes in after doing some reading up on this child with an OP quirk um, called Surgeon Room. Um, and I'm gonna go to Nezu reading this. Okay. He's talking to Izuku with someone around, like Aizawa is there because the kid didn't legit run to him first and just like hold on to him. Like he was terrified. Don't like duh. Okay, he's terrified. He's gonna run to the closest person that he can probably trust. Okay, but anyways, so as Nezu would read this out loud, his quirk. So your quirk is Surgeon Room. It allows you to remodel the world around them as if by operating on it. By conjuring a transparent blue spherical domain of sorts that is centered around the user, they gain total. He'd be like muttering this or something over everything inside that territory, from living beings, including themselves, to non-living objects. Could you explain? Well, could you demonstrate that? And he would. A small spherical orb, well, small blue translucent orb would appear in his hand, floating a little bit above it. And he would say, well, my parents, they were doctors. They wanted me to become a doctor as well. And this quirk would have made my life really easy. See, I don't know how I got it. They have very different quirks. See, my dad has like electrificate, like a defibrillator like thing. He can only pulse electricity out of his hands and his like feet, so, like his soles of the feet, but that's it. And my mom, well, could have. I don't even know if she had one. She never showed me a type of quirk she had. I was quite confused, honestly. I don't know. Never really questioned it, though. I don't know. I never really trained with it at all, really, unless well, I was told to. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to quirks. I never really cared. I mean, my parents were gonna force me to be a doctor anyways. I didn't even want to be a doctor to begin with. What did you want to be then, kid? I have a name. You know that, right? The name's Izuku Midoriya. Midoriya Izuku. How you doing? I like this kid. I am not surprised. That was not anyone in the room. You know what? No, that's a bad idea. Oh god, I can't get my voice out of that. I am not surprised. I honestly like the kid too. I think we could do a lot with the kid. I don't like the way that sounds. Don't worry, Midoriya. You'll be fine. I really hope you're right. Eraserhead. Oh my god. He would have this his eyes would go like into stars. Like he would be starstruck at the very moment. Like Eraserhead is like one of his favorite heroes and everything. But he would keep it cool. I really hope that is a part of your quirk. Or your eyes are just weird. Oh, trust me, I don't know anything about my body. I mean, I had like a disease as a kid, but probably was gonna kill me. It was like iron scale or iron lung. I don't know. I got rid of it. You'd be surprised what I could do. Uh, yeah, yeah. I don't know what to do. That was for both me and him. Anyways, I'm gonna get a drink of water and then we continue this into the present time. Okay. By the way, he's a second year student with like the big three: Mario, Tamaki, and Nejire. He's 18, 17 ish. Okay, at the current like time. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. So as we see Zuko again after that mini time skip. Actually, that was quite a long time skip. That's like 8 years of him like training his quirk, doing he's been training. Okay, he got taught by Nezu for the rest of like until like high school. I mean, and then he'd start to go to classes with like for the first years. He didn't do a test. He just kind of got in because they knew how strong he was. So he kind of just got in. And plus he got trained even more. Right. Right. Sorry for going quiet. I just get paranoid very easily about multiple things. Okay, so if I pause, I'm just staring at something or I zone out. I zone out a lot. I don't know why. Anyways, so yes, and yes. He went. He's been in the same class as the big three as we know them in the future. He's in the same class. Okay, he's in 1A. Actually, I don't even know what Mario. Yeah, I think Mario was in 1A. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't even think that was stated. Maybe it was. Anyways, he would be in the same class as them, right? Nejire would be this broody character at this time, and not this happy-go-lucky. She would be like that popular kid that would be like, "I am on everything." Like, you know that type of kid. I hope you do. But like, who's way overconfident because of their beauty or something? Yeah. And who thinks they're such a big shot, but they're really not. I knew plenty of people like that. Anyways, right. Tamaki still would be the shy kid. Mirio would still be the happy character he is. Izuku, he's there. Um, he's not really friends with anybody, like at all, except for like you'll find him in the halls just randomly talking to a teacher, like they're best friends. Mostly Aizawa, honestly. Um, he's very close to Aizawa, as you can tell. Right. And yeah, that's how the school year for him. He wouldn't try to get in anybody's way, honestly. He just wouldn't. And then the big three came around and he got like, okay, to be honest, I don't think I'm stronger than them. All three of them, I don't think I'm stronger than anybody. Anybody could take me out. But why did they get called the big three while I'm nothing but another student? Like, they're already popular. I mean, we can call you something like the. I don't want to be called anything. I want to show people. Actually, nah, don't pay attention whenever I said. I just was questioning why they're called the Big Three. Because I haven't actually. I don't think I've ever fought any of them. No, you haven't, have you? No, he hasn't. I've watched all their fights. I would make them fight, but I'm not their teacher anymore, so. Of course, stupid new kids stealing my favorite teacher. Favorite person? Of course. Wait a second. I got an idea. And that would be. That was midnight. No, no. And that would be. Hmm, that was midnight. Okay. You creep me out. What? Why do I creep you out? I'm not gonna do anything until you're an adult, until you're legal. I'll just tease you until then. I don't get how you're a hero. Why don't I have a feeling you all need help. And I already know what they're gonna do for the next couple months in my class. I looked at my teacher's plans. So I already did it in the. I already did everything. Wait, what? Yeah, and I got bored. You know that break we took from training me? From you all helping me train? Yes, I do. That's yeah, I just did my work for the next couple months within a week. Why? Because I don't want to be in that class anymore. It bores me. They take my sword away too. Well, you can't just carry around your hero gear everywhere, man. Yeah, man, you can't do that. I feel like I should be able to. I mean, he's got a point. When we do all wear our hero suits. Well, the heroes, not the like creator UA, whatever. Um, I guess since you're done with that, um, you could be my assistant in teaching. I don't, or like, I guess. You know what, Aizawa? I think that's a great idea. Yeah. Who the hell is that? Oh, that was my AI. I have created an AI. To be help me out here. I'm joking, by the way. I have no idea who that is. Who are you? Who am I? Man, this guy who voices us really sucks at voicing and can't change his voice for multiple characters. Man, he sucks. I actually think he's doing fine. He just has so many of the same voices because they're all either a really low tone, like this, saying for Nezu, or a really deep tone for Aizawa. I mean, he's got a point. And then there's me. Yeah, I'm so bad at voices, I can tell you what, that right now. I don't know what I just did. Okay? But they would go on to say that Izuku can be Aizawa's, um, assistant teacher, while Vlad King would get another well, pair of hands, I guess. Like he would get help too. Like he's not helping both of them. He he legit did just say, "I'll help Aizawa." because he knows Aizawa. He's not. He knows Aizawa. Okay, he knows him, and plus he thinks he could probably get away with Well, he could help Aizawa get away with more sleep. Yeah, you can tell who's his favorite teacher. And then they would say, you gotta wear your hero gear, and Izuku's perfect with that. He's already wearing the jeans, like his pants from it. Like it's Law's pants. It's like the ones with the polka dot, like the spots all over like the knee and ankle areas. Okay, and then he would pick his current like coat, as you can see in the picture. Okay, actually, I'll describe it for you. He would wear his hat, his famous hat. Um, he would have a long black coat. He also sports a pair of jeans with odd dots on both the ankles, while the knee and ankle area is similar to the ones on his hat, but darker in color that tuck into his black boots. He also wears a black long coat. Okay. It's Law from Punk Hazard, okay? That entire clothing thing. Okay, it's like one of my favorites of Law's like clothing, like attires. Okay, it's my favorite, one of my favorites. The other one is the Onigashima one, where he wears like the yellow dress shirt and the cloak, like the feathery cloak thing. The blue one? Yeah, that one. Yeah, the two favorite ones, honestly. And yes, he does have Kiko. Kiko? I don't know how to say his sword's name. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, Izuku would be helping Aizawa for the. He doesn't do much for the next two like things I would do normally in like my regular what ifs, my regular Deku what if. Right? He doesn't do much, honestly, for anything. But when we get to the USJ incident, he's going to be playing a big part. And that's what we'll be going over right now. Okay? So they would arrive. I know I'm getting straight into it. He would arrive. He would be there. Well, 13 would do her speech about rescue heroes and their importance and whatever else. Ochaka would be floating somehow. Okay, he's very confused about all these people, and especially the American exchange student. The blonde one, he thinks her name is something Shield. Not entirely sure. Okay, he's not entirely sure, like, at all. He doesn't even pay attention to most of these kids. He legit says, brown hair, or frog, or actually, he knows Tokiyami's name because Tokiyami actively walks up to him. Like, no one else, people just yell at him. But Tokiyami is like, yeah, I know you're feeling. Oh, well, yeah, you're. He knows Tokiyami's in Todoroki's name. Um, he actively calls Bakugo Angry Pomeranian or Pomeranian Kid, and Bakugo has he's got to be quicker to ever get close to him because he'll just room severance. It's amputate, and he'll just cut off his arms. Okay, I mean, given it's not hurting Bakugo, it just feels weird. He just feels like he. It just feels weird. Like he can tell his arms are gone. like are floating, but he can still control them. It's One Piece logic, okay? Thanks. He just he's very confused most of the time. Anyways, so they would go in, blah 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 blah. Villains would show up, woo, and then the doors would lock. Aizawa would say, "Law." Oh yeah, his hero name. Um, he's the surgeon hero Law. Okay, that's his name. Oh yeah, very clever. But anyways, Aizawa would yell out to Midoriya using his hero name, and Midoriya would turn back to the students and say, "Which one of you are the fastest?" And Ito would raise up his hand, and would say, it was me. It would be me, sir. I have. Yeah, I don't care. Room. As he would hold up his hand. Okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, he would use room, and the blue spherical orb would actively cover the entire USJ. He would teleport, or actually, he would use shambles. He would say, "Room, shambles." I really hope that isn't. I hope that echoes. That actively is so cool. He would swap Ida's position with a rock outside. Okay, a marble outside that he plays just in case. Okay. All right. What's the plan? I think and Aizawa would say, "Protect the kids. I'll take care of the villains." Oh, come on, man. Let me have some fun. And plus 13's here. She can protect the kids. I hate I hate the fact that you won't listen to me. So do whatever you want. Finally, somebody listens. I'm here to do my job, and that's that. He would deactivate. Actually, no, he wouldn't. I just really want to say room again. Okay, I'm just want to say room again. Okay, it's just what I want to do. It's so cool. So he would say, "Room, shambles." He would before he would say shambles. He would throw marbles in front of him, or like one marble into the air. Okay, and then he would say shambles as he would swap places with that marble. Um, and then he would be in the air as as he would say, scan. He would scan everything in this area, noting that there are villains everywhere, and that there's a purple monstrous being right below. Um, but the thing he'd be most worried about is the portal that would be under the students. So what he would do is grab multiple marbles and then throw them in front of him, and he would say, "Shambles." Okay, and all those marbles would switch places with every single student plus 13. Okay, they would be in the air, and Izuku would use tech to levitate all these people. So, so, and Bakugo would be yelling, "Put us down! I want to go fight them!" Yeah, you're not fighting them, and this is probably the best way you got chances to live, honestly. Unless you want me to teleport you out. Which I could, honestly, but that would be a lot of rocks and probably a bus falling down on you. Actually, that's probably the best idea. Yeah, let's do that. Shambles! All the students. Hero 13 would stay in the air, and 13 would then say, "Why did you do that? How did you do that?" Oh, trust me. Oh, trust me. I'm way stronger than anyone gives me credit for. Probably because I don't do anything. I got him out of here so I can go all out. Plus, I can hide my abilities more. I don't want these kids asking questions. Honestly, I got weird vibes from that Aoyama kid. I don't like him much. He creeps me out. What about me? You gonna let me down? Oh yeah, the rocks. They'll be fine. I will. Oh yeah, I got one. I got a marble. He would throw another marble in front of him as he would switch that marble's place with Aizawa. Aizawa would be now in the air, levitating, as he would say, "What are you? What happened to the students?" I got him outside. Of course you did. You couldn't have done that sooner. I kind of want him to be scared, honestly. And they were all in the air. That's why the rocks. Man, this is great. Man, I should do this way more often with villains that I don't fight. I really wish I was a hero by this point. Man, yeah, this decade it's ran. We've been falling for the past few seconds. Shambles. Uh, yeah, that was all a gag. That does not happen. The students are teleported everywhere in their canon respectives, and I just felt like that would be funny. Oh, don't worry. He is in the air. He did use shambles on himself to get in the air and use X scan to scan around the place, noting where villains are and everything like that. As he would teleport or use shambles again to swap him and a villain's place, so the villain is now falling from the sky. He hopes he can live it. He does not guarantee anything, though. He would unsheath his sword and then start running through multiple villains, as he would say, "Severance!" He would come through them and without actually harming them. The sword does not actually have to make contact with the enemy to cut the target apart. They are staying connected, sort of like in One Piece. They are staying not connected, but in a similar vicinity. All their parts would just fall to the ground. They're still living, but they can't do anything since their limbs are not there anymore. It's very nice. Honestly, he's laughing probably way too much at this. As he would do this more and more times for against more and more villains until they would dwindle down to barely any. And then a purple mass would hit Aizawa, and Izuku would see this, and he would say, "Really? What the hell is that thing? That cannot be real. That is not a quirk. Okay, what is that monstrosity?" And then he would use shambles on himself. Um, to he would swap places with Shigaraki, who was trying to attack him, and then Izuku would use mess. He would strike his opponent. Well, as you know, Shigaraki at this point in the chest with his bare hand in a grasping motion, causing their heart to expel out their body, encased in a glass-like cube. Maybe I am OP. Anyways, you want this? Get that thing off of my friend. Shigaraki would say, "No, Moo! Kill him! Kill this man! Ugh. Give me my heart back! Yeah, nah. This is too fun. Shambles! He would switch his place with the Nomus. Yeah, I'm gonna say this one more time. I'd appreciate you, leave. Or actually, I could keep this and just stomp it whenever I want. I guess it would not be a good thing for you all to leave, huh? You know, you look weird enough with those hand job that you could probably live without this, honestly. The Nomu would be about to hit him as he would just duck down, crouch down, as he would throw his, well, Shigaraki's heart back at him, as he would say, try to put that back in. As he would look, he would say, counter shock. He would place both his hands forward onto whatever he's targeting, normally I don't know, and he would release a strong electrical surge like a defibrillator. Uh, he would use this against the Nomu, doing nothing. Well, what the hell? Curtain! He would makes a pulling motion with his arm stretched horizontally in front of him, which generates what appears to be a protective transparent veil between him and his opponent. Uh, the Nomu. Yeah, you don't. He was nearly gonna take his head off with a punch, so he used this. Yeah, this is really pissing me off. He would charge his sword with an electricity charge in a similar manner to his counter shock move, and then quickly slashes his radio knife. He would slash the Nomu. Yeah, that thing would end up in multiple parts all electrocuted, which wouldn't do much. And then Shigaraki would hit him in the back, blah blah blah. You get my point, okay? Shigaraki's gonna try to use decay on him, which it does work. His decay would hit like in the shoulder area. He would like grab his shoulder as that it would decay a little bit, showing muscle fibers and destroying like his right sleeve because that was the shoulder that he got decayed from. As he would use shambles on himself to switch a position with the now fully formed Nomu once again. As Izuku would grasp his shoulder in pain, he would say, "Man, I should have really crushed your heart. Don't even know what happened. Oh yeah, well, you still have it. Woohoo! Can't even take that away. Fuck. I can't even use that against a stupid big thing that's running against me. Fine. You're clearly not even human. Gamma knife! He would create a short blade of energy before babbing his opponent with it. This technique destroys his victim's internal organs without leaving any external wound. Woohoo! It does nothing to the Nomu. So, Izuku would spend the next few minutes getting thrown around by a purple bee. A purple massive thing that was apparently destroyed no. Yeah, Izuku would not be okay by this point. A couple fractured ribs, probably a broken leg because that's what he was being thrown by. Yeah, a broken leg. Yeah. His arm nearly got. His left arm would be left shoulder would be dislocated. Uh, a couple fingers would be broke. His head would be cracked open, which would be so fun. And then you'd get pissed. You can't do anything. That's the issue because like Nomu is just I mean, it doesn't have a heart, so it doesn't matter. Why would he scan him? This is the idea is what that would be in his head before he would lose consciousness. He would try one more last time with uh, injection shot. Yeah, he would he would um, switch a marble's place with his sword to grab it again, as he would point his blade at the gnome as it would come running at him. As it would enter its stomach. Sorry. Oh, that was right in the mic. I'm so sorry. He would make it fire like a pew pew, making the target bleed ketchupy in the aim spot while pushing them back by a far distance. The thing would get pushed back, and the babab and the ketchup. Yeah, you get my point. It would get pushed back mostly. It would just heal. Of course, it does. He would shambles one more time to get away. It didn't work. Of course it wouldn't. Of course, this thing can probably think on its own. Woohoo! I hate these things. Yeah, we all get the point. He gets hurt badly. Um, yeah, that's also where I'm going to end this for today. I recommend. I here's the thing. I'm going to do this for this series. I'm going to recommend what ifs to you all. Well, especially mine. Please watch mine. Please, I beg you. Anyways, so Shadow Inkling's assistant teacher story texting story is very nice. It's very good. I recommend it quite a bit. Anyways, follow me on socials at We Anime, and I hope to see you all next time. Like, comment, subscribe, roll the dice, and bye bye.